Well, I know I said it was a three-part video series, but number 3 was getting way too long. So here is video 2.75. And remember to stay tuned for the end of number 3 for the reveal. And how much did it cost us and what do we think it's worth now? Thanks for watching. Okay guys, working on the Camaro grill. I took this off of the crash damaged car. As you can see, it's red. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to give it a quick sanding with 320 so that make sure that my paint will stick and not fall off on me. So I'm not going to be able to get every nook, cranny, and orifice on this thing. I'm not trying for perfection. I'm just trying to get the paint so it'll stick, look pretty decent, and it'll look nice when it's done. Alright, I won't make you sit here and watch all my sanding, but you get the idea. Alright, we got it lightly sanded. We're just going to blow it off with air real quick. Now I'm going to wipe it down with some paint thinner or whatever you prefer. I just don't want to use lacquer thinner because I'm not sure what they used on this bumper before. I don't want to melt the previous coating, so paint thinner is usually pretty, not super strong, so it shouldn't melt whatever coating's already on there. Okay guys, let's get ready for paint. Now we're not trying to have a masterpiece here. We're not trying, if we really wanted, I don't know if you see the orange peel. There's plenty of orange peel on here. If we really wanted to have a masterpiece, we'd have to get all this orange peel off of there. That way it'd be flat and smooth when we painted it. But we're just trying to get it back on the road, folks. We're not, you know, painting professionals. I'm sure some painting guys are probably hating everything I'm doing right now, but I just want to show you a quick way, get things going, not break the bank. You know, I got, in fact, I have a satin spray can from a while ago that was laying out in the cabinet that I need to use. And it also happened to be for plastic, so let's give it a shot. I think I would have preferred flat instead of satin, but I already had the satin, so might as well use it up. Okay guys, so I just want to show you a quick example of what you don't want to do when you're painting. You don't want to take something and you don't want to spray and hold the trigger all the time. So what happens when I hold the trigger all the time, I get excess paint on the corners. So the corners will get heavy and you'll get a lot of runs that way. And you'll put more paint on than you want and also get drips. What I want to do is smaller strokes, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it, passes with the paint, and then let off the trigger. Light coats. Do 2 light coats, 3 light coats is better than a heavy one that has just a ton of drips in it for sure. So the biggest is the trigger control. Keep letting off the trigger. That's the way to do it. Also, respirator. Safety first, guys. It's not good on your lungs. You don't want to have problems later in life because you didn't use a respirator. Doing full passes. And I have to do it at an angle. And I'll do it at the other angle. Okay, just did pass both directions. It's looking pretty good so far. What I'm gonna do is I'll wait for it to dry for a few minutes. Also, if you can have your project so it's laying flat on something, it really helps with the drips, because you won't have nearly the amount of drips, obviously, if it doesn't have to go down. It can stay there. So if you can lay it down, it really helps out your paint job quite a bit. We'll let this dry for probably 15 minutes or so. Then we'll throw another coat on there and we should be good to go. Okay guys, we're going to be looking at this little dent here and seeing what we want to do. It definitely has some uneven spots where it goes low and some high spots here. Now if we really wanted to, you know, fix it right, we'd really need to sand on this sucker for a while, and we'd need to take all this off, get so a substrate so we can Bondo it, and even a metal guy, they might pop some of this out. But you know, we don't all have a lot of money, right? Sometimes, you know, we don't have the money to spend, you know, $500 to a grand having somebody to paint a door. So why can't we just fix it on the cheap? You know, is it gonna look perfect? No. Is it gonna be something that you can get by for a little while until you get money to fix it right? Sure, why not? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tape this off really good. We got a lot of the loose and flaky stuff off. And now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna fill this in with Bondo, and we're gonna tape this off as good as we can. I found a circle works best. If you have flat areas, you can really see the flat area. So if you can try to do a circle. So, and then, well, on this bottom part here, it's mainly just a scratch. So we can just do touch-up paint there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna fix that and just try to do a quickie repair and make it look halfway decent until we can afford to fix it right, like a lot of people have to do on a daily basis. Now, in our case, it might just be more of a time thing. We want to get it done quick. And also, you know, somewhere down the line, we'll have it fixed properly. But for now, it's just let's get it done. And on the cheap, never hurts, right? It'll look halfway decent. So we have two options. One, we could see if we have anything that will match already laying in the boneyard of paint stuff. Or we might have to just order a can from the car paint store. Now, one thing's kind of cool is you can call up a car paint store and you can give them your code and everything that you need, and they will give you, and you can also request it in a spray can. So you just request it in a spray can, you'll get the can, and then you can match it up the best you can. Now, a lot of times, obviously, it won't have a clear coat in it. So you'll have to get a can of clear coat too. And it's gonna stick out. It's not gonna look perfect, guys. I'm not trying to say that I'm a paint guy. There's some paint guys out there that can take a car and they can make it look amazing on the cheap. I'm not one of those guys. I just want to show you a quick way to do it, not the professional way. Just a way to get you by until you can get it in someplace or have the money to get it fixed. Okay, back for the last coat. So on this coat, because this is kind of a weird piece where it has all sorts of different nooks and crannies, I'm gonna go a little bit more crazy with how I'm putting the paint on there, because I want to try to make sure I get every little spot. So let's see if we can do it. Obviously we don't have a dust-free situation here, so painters are probably, you know, throwing their hats at me right now. But like I said, just trying to make something to do a decent job and look good and not break the bank. And I think we can achieve that. So if you hadn't had your piece laying flat, you would not want to do it that heavy on that coat. You'd have runs everywhere. So just make sure that you're mindful of that. Especially if you're vertical, then you have to make sure that you do, especially thinner coats, because you don't want a billion runs on your piece. All right, well, looks like we just need to let her dry and see how we did. Okay, guys, we got her taped off. Just like I said, gonna be temporary repair. This is not a perfectionist job at all. This is get your car back up on the road, make it look a little bit nicer until you can get the funds or get time to do it. I got this red putty. My Bondo's pretty much dried up. I've had this red putty. It doesn't sand well at all. So I'm going to use this red putty and just going to make sure I'm going to get it as smooth as possible. One thing you want to do too is once you get to where you like it, and before it dries, like probably when it's just starting to tack up and dry, you want to pull the tape off and then re-tape after it's all the way dry. One problem you could have if you didn't pull the tape up is you could possibly risk just pulling it all back off of there, because we just did this temporary repair. So if you let it dry, it's not always the best plan. A lot of times you could end up having to redo the job all over again. So when it's just starting to tack up, we'll pull the tape. Then after that, we'll let it dry. Then once it's dry, then we'll re-tape just a little bit around where we were, because anyways, it'll look weird if you taped right to that spot. So we'll just be a little bit off of there just to help it blend a little bit. And, it's going to be, you're going to see it from a mile away. It's not going to be no miracles, folks, but it'll be better than what it was. I guarantee you that. Also, if you get any on the paint, it's really not a big deal at this point. Just wipe it off real fast. Once it dries, it might be a bit of a big deal. But, we should just have to wait for it to dry now. Okay, guys. We cleaned it up a little bit. We just made sure we got those edges cleaned up. And, sanded it a little bit. Again, just quick fix here. It's definitely going to need to be, because the dent's still there, so you're still going to be able to see the dent. But at least we'll be able to protect the paint, make it look a little bit nicer until we can get around to fixing it correctly. And also, we just maxed off the area a little bit, just because obviously you don't want to overspray your car. And we'll get to it. And the nice thing about video is if this is horrible, then I can just delete this and you'll never know I did this. No, I'm just joking, guys. But hopefully this comes out okay. And we'll show you this in a second. Definitely going to take 2 coats here. So I just want to start with kind of a light one. Let it sit for a minute. Then we can go for another one. As you can see, all those ridges that will stand out after the paint. There's nothing we can do about that unless we really maybe put another couple coats of the putty in there. I mean, maybe if we had used Bondo and we had got it a little thicker. But like I was saying, we're just trying to do quick fix. Quick not fix, I should say. Okay, that's about all I want to do for now. I'm going to wait, just a few minutes, and then I will put one last coat on it. All right, we're going to put a quick last coat on, and then we're going to take all the tape off. It's good to take it off when it's wet. That way it doesn't stick to the paper and then peel off. Also, we do have an ace in the hole. We have the touch-up paint from the bumper we got. The supplier was nice enough to give us some money back off that bumper since it was scratched up. And also gave us touch-up paint. So if this looks too horrible, we can just use that touch-up paint and make it maybe look a little better. It's still not going to be perfect, but all right, let's finish this up. Okay, I don't want to put too much on there, just in case. All right, we'll peel this tape off and see how we did. Okay, guys, what do you think? I mean, not bad for just a few minutes. It obviously looks different. It's a different paint. It's paint in a can, metallic paint in a can. So I can see you have a little bit of a shadow there. But yeah, I mean, really, for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and a $5 spray can, we made it look pretty darn good, and people from far away aren't even going to notice it. So, you know, obviously we could probably do some touch-up on this couple bottom spots here. And like I said, we do have the touch-up paint now to do that, which would be better to use that actual touch-up paint. But yeah, look, from far away, from about here, you can barely even notice it now. You see the dent, but yeah, I mean, that came out pretty nice for a quick little fix. Sure does, you know, beat spending $1,000 and you just want to have a driver that just looks halfway decent. You know, obviously we can get it fixed properly later on if we want to, but yeah, nice little quick fix. Hopefully this helps you guys out. All right, we're gonna have to drill out these spot welds, and we'll let Robert take over from here.
Try to get this as centered as possible here.
Okay, it looks like he's about got it. We probably don't need to show you us drilling out like 42 spot welds, but let's show you, let me have Robert show you what we're gonna do here with all this. If you wouldn't mind, Robert, show them what we're taking off and putting on real quick.
All right, so what we're gonna do is take this piece here off. It's all the way over to here, comes up here. As you can see, it's pretty mangled.
Oh, that can be bent back together. That's
yeah, a little bit of a hammer and
yeah.
twist it around, and we got to be good.
So it looks like we might have to reuse that bottom piece because we'll have to bend that one, but
that just
shouldn't be too big a deal, especially once we get the spot welds off, huh?
Yeah, it shouldn't be bad at all. Get this piece out of the way. That one ought to bend pretty easy.
All right, let's go show you. This is our other piece. So you can't really see much from here, but the other side, we'll get this piece off there. It's in pretty nice shape, and take the spot welds. They have to drill out the ones underneath there. and then the other ones are on the front side. But yeah, we'll get this drilled out, and we'll show you the last step when we're removing it. Alright, time to put this bumper back together. I think we have all the pieces now except for one bulb for the marker lights, and see which, most of the time they're labeled. This says left hand for the left hand fog light bezel, so we just have to figure out how that goes in. Should just snap into place. That looks right to me, I think. There we go. Here's this one. There we go. That's gonna feel better. Yeah, see, the bezels are painted with that spray can paint, which doesn't exactly match, but with the shadowing and stuff, you can't totally tell. Normally they're just flat black, which I would have left them, but we had the one that was already painted red in the other bumper, so I kind of had to do something, and I didn't have any flat black, so that's what I did. We'll see how it looks when we get done. Got the bezels in. We have these on the headlights here. There's got to remember how these things work. They snap in around around in here, and you just got to snap in. You're supposed to be able to adjust the the angle they're at by using this screw, I believe. Gotta be smarter than the fog light.
Sometimes bolt-in stuff's better than this snap-in stuff. These bolt-in, you can...
Yeah, most of the time, right? I think so. I got two big ones there. Two big ones there. These kind of...
Well, you got to be able to get to that adjusting screw, so...
Yeah, and then, so that's got to be the top.
Yep.
Well, I don't think you can get to the adjusting screw. I noticed that with them.
Oh, that'd be awfully hard to adjust it.
It would be really hard to adjust it.
It's almost got to be through that top hole right there.
Right. You see this one goes in a little better. Oh yeah, that would have access to the adjustment screw right there.
Yep.
All right, let's see if we got like one side's clipping, but can't get the other side clipped. Okay, we found a problem with the aftermarket bumper we bought. So
this little tab right here is supposed to lock into right here, and it's hitting. It's not orientated correctly. So we are going to make just a little minor adjustment.
We already practiced on the other side and it went in easy. So we just had to take a little bit off of this bumper and it went right in easy. So sometimes when you get aftermarket stuff, it's you got to make it work.
See, it didn't affect anything. Just took a little bit out of it. And we will see if it works the same on this side.
Sorry about this headlamp, folks. For some reason, it makes the camera shudder a little bit.
So I'm going to get that in there just right.
one side.
Maybe I didn't take enough out of it.
Oh, I think you got it.
Might be.
Yeah, you got that side. Except the bottom's not in yet.
No, I might have to cut a little bit off the bottom side on this one too. Nope.
Oh, that's the sound of success,
That's
folks.
in.
Let's check the other side, make sure we got everything. Put on the other side. Yep, see the tabs all the way around there. Well, hey, we fought it. The key is don't push too hard. Don't make sure it's going right, because it don't take much to break this plastic crap. So we got this guy, which the grill, lower grill. So all this has to do is really push into place. So it should be fairly easy. Hopefully, maybe. Famous last words as usual. Bend the crap in. It's definitely a little bit wonky, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Well, you gotta make it. It's comes that way. Oops, looks like I was just telling you. So I guess I'll start trying to get all the top in, and then I'll worry about the bottom after that.
Depends which way you're looking at the bumper.
A little bit at a time. Got to use a little bendage. I think that's a word, isn't it? Bendage.
It is now.
So, and show you what's going on here. Same with the aftermarket thing again. We have one of the tabs is kind of off kilter. So I think what we need to do is take a little pick, put a pick in there, and I'll try to pry it so it's in good position so I can snap it. It doesn't like it, does it?
No.
When in doubt on this plastic stuff, don't push harder. That's when you break stuff. Jeepers. I do say jeepers a lot, folks. Sorry for the language. Hammer.
Anything with a hammer.
Hammer.
Perfect.
I don't advise that, but it worked this time.
Hey, if it works, it's...
Yeah, okay, let's see if we can get this bottom part in. There we go. I think we'll should be cooking with gas here. Also, if you like any of the songs that are playing in some of the, we're gonna have all the songs are gonna be on the bottom of the page. As far as you have a clickable link that you can click and listen to the songs. I believe some of them will even be on Spotify, and so you guys can listen. If you like the songs, let us know. If you hate them, let us know. We don't care. We want the feedback either way. You know, it's, you know, we like interacting with people. So tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Maybe we can fix some things, or maybe we just ignore it. Who knows? But we definitely like anybody to watch. Doesn't matter if you love it or hate it. That makes sense. Uh-oh. Another alignment issue here. See, like we got here. It's starting to get a little. Aftermarket stuff, people. It's always like this. What we do to save a couple bucks.
Sometimes the price of aftermarket is worth a little bit extra hassle. And sometimes not.
Yeah, see, we got...
If you're doing it yourself, sometimes it's worth it. If you're having to pay a shop or somebody $175 an hour, buy the OEM parts.
Especially nowadays with shops charging $200 an hour.
Yeah.
Time is definitely money now, for sure.
Sounds good.
Hey! Oh, looks like them top ones came off. Looks like they're all in there, huh? Looks like. Oh, actually. Yeah, I think so. Nope. Well, you don't want to have to do this twice. Make sure they're in good now. Just when you think you're all good, then you get a couple more of that.
Right. Popped out a little bit.
Alright, let's see how she looks. Doesn't look too bad, huh?
Nope.
Uh-oh, it's backwards.
Yeah.
No,
Upside down.
You can't put it in backwards. That would be really tough to get. Okay, now we got the top part to do. Okay, now we got to put these little chrome trim pieces in that come with the RS package, I believe. Alright, let's see what we can do here. I know these snap in. Can't remember. That's obviously not right. This is left hand, so this is going to be passenger side, so I'm going to want it to be on this side. It looks like snap right in this little channel here, I think. And then they have these little other clips that clip into the plastic. So I think it probably is best to take these off first, I would think. Because yeah, these also snap in there as well. Ah, I remember now. I forgot these little clips, they're kind of weird clips. Get it out. Okay, so these clips basically slide it into there. Then after it's in there, then you slide them in from behind. Slide that in, then you slide these in from whatever side you can get them in, and then that what clips it in. It's kind of interesting clip. I think so you can tell that we're not professionals, folks. We've done this before, but not very often, so I'm pretty sure this has to go on the outside first and then in, not on the inside first. So I was just doing that wrong.
Looked good on video to show how it was supposed to go.
Just like that. Hey, first time's a charm. Or 40th time. Now I got a little piece of plastic that broke. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. Okay, so get these little clips in there. Okay. So now I gotta try to remember how this goes in. I think just like this. I think maybe the other side. Just like that. Kind of an interesting little clip. It's kind of an unusual one.
And usually they're part of the part you're putting on, and you snap that into the plastic, not put that on afterwards. So
now I just put these little things on. hope you guys are laughing at us at home. Saying, hey, these guys are morons. These guys are dummies. Guess that's why we named the channel what we did. Nah, we're just having fun. Having fun, learning new stuff, hopefully showing you guys a few things maybe that you already know or that you don't know.
Well, we want the people to watch that want to learn it just like we do, and just like, hey, you know what? That sounds like something I can do. And
you don't have to be an expert to do this stuff. You just have to, try and err and, be willing to fail a few times. I'm not sure which side these are actually supposed to go on first.
one thing about it, if we're doing it a way they don't like, they can always watch another video that they're doing it correctly, and then
this is the how not
tell us how to do it.
This is the how not to do it videos.
Hey, we do it. It will work, though.
It will work.
We may just go about stuff a little backwards.
Okay, got those in there. And now we just have to do the other side. Probably same thing. Other side is just the same thing. So, all right. The bumper came like this with these little tabs. I guess just to keep it from bending and stuff. So we had to remove these little tabs. Now we're ready to put the original from the car grill. These were kind of wanting to come out, so we epoxied them, and I also did plastic weld them too. So that way it should be nice and strong. And they just are like a retainer. They don't really do much. So, but let's throw it in. They keep it kind of from moving around a little bit on the car. Let's see if we can't figure out how to get her in. Let's go like that. Let's see. Another crazy snap scenario. This time we have several things to line up first. Other side. The other side. Oh, there we go. Well, now I went on. You gotta be smarter than the part, folks.
Looks like that piece there is the whole structure of the bumper.
Yeah, it is basically, huh?
Between that and lower grill.
Boy, they don't make this easy. Like you said, some nice bolts would be handy. We'd be done in 5 seconds with bolts. Boy, we're having trouble with these tabs again, aren't we?
Yeah.
Robert's turn.
You want me to fight it for a little bit?
He gets to fight it this time. Do you want something to kneel on?
No.
Okay. Maybe we can see if we can make a whole hour video on just putting the bumper together.
You're right. I think we're going to be able to succeed with that.
Yes. How to spend way more time putting a bumper together than necessary. I haven't heard any happy snaps yet. Hey, happy snap.
Maybe.
Or happy break. That wouldn't be very happy. All right. Cut all the tabs off and glue it. I think Robert's better than working than I am. I think I'm better at talking. And that's what I'm going to say anyways, to get me out of all the work.
There you go. I do the talking, you do the working.
Yeah, that sounds like a great plan. I like that plan.
Let's see, we're almost.
Sounded halfway decent. Hey, With some secrets. So Robert's figured out the secret is to get up close and personal with the bumper.
That's
to
it.
Caress it. Talk nice things to it. Those ones didn't help. I think it's just the tabs are just a teeny bit off. You're in the cutter to open her up a bit, or?
No, I think they're close enough.
Okay.
I think.
Just have to
Just
getting enough leverage.
yeah.
Or like I like to call it, leverage. I think that's a word.
See, we're just not quite.
Not happy just yet.
It's close.
Going. I'm glad we did this before we painted it.
Yeah, at least we're on this.
At least it's not a perfect
Here.
bumper already. That way, you know, it's not so crucial if we put a few more nicks on it. Maybe get the hammer and just like hammer right there. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it's almost there. Start on one side or the other, maybe. Hey. It's going.
Ways to go. Maybe if I get.
Start to. Although. Yeah.
There we go. Look at that.
Hammer and plastic, that's what we do on the channel.
I mean, a rubber mallet might work, but it might not too.
I do have a rubber mallet.
It might actually just bounce off of the plastics.
It'd be hard to hit it in the right spot.
Yeah. See this one with it.
That one's not going to go in there,
It
right?
looks like it's all.
Boogered up. I'm surprised that's working. When I mentioned the hammer idea, I didn't think it's actually going to work. It's just when you get to the part where you're... That's amazing that just that's working. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that's so simple. He's not even hitting it very hard.
What do you mean? I'm hitting it as hard as I can.
We're prying and pushing on it with everything. Or with not everything, and now we're just barely hitting it with a hammer. And she's going in. Okay, we're lining up this piece. We're figuring out how to get it in. We're going to maybe put a couple rivets in to start and then see how that goes. Either keep riveting or then weld it after that. Then got a really poor paint job done on this. In fact, it wasn't even painted before, but we didn't want it to be red. So we got her painted. And of course, remember when I was telling you you have to sand and or stuff doesn't work? Well, I didn't sand this very good, so stuff did not want to go on very good. Left me a lot of red splotches and stuff because I just did a quickie sand job. So learn from me, folks. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure you sand, and then it'll stick. You don't sand, it won't stick. We've gotten a little ways on this front headlight support. Most of the support that's around the radiator, it's all one piece, but most of the support that's around the radiator is in good shape. So we had Robert, he took it off, and he is basically aligned us pretty good at the moment. We just have a couple temporary little bolts in there right now. And just to hold it in place. We did a quick fitment. I think it's going to fit pretty well. The nice thing is is it's fairly bendable. So if we have to bend it just a teeny bit, we should be fine either way. But pretty happy with the progress. What I'm going to do now is I need to rivet in a few of these rivets to get it to stay in place. And once I do that, then I will take back this headlight back off and then finish up all the rivets, because there's still a bunch more rivets under the headlight that need to go in there. So one thing is, the headlight, if you notice, this is oversprayed, so we're going to have to try to clean this off. This was off the other Camaro, the crashed, the parts car. So these are supposed to have the LED style headlight, and we bought an aftermarket one, and let me show you what happened. So the aftermarket one that we got off of eBay came in, and unfortunately this little connector right here is supposed to be attached to this board here. So just like kind of, well, flat. But anyways, it's supposed to be right there where my finger is. And unfortunately, it's not going to work without that. So we're going to have to send this back. But in the meantime, I mean, I guess we could just go with the old halogens. LED ones are nicer. And I'll probably we'll put those other headlight style on later, but to try to get this build done. And for now, we need it for mock-up. We'll just use this headlight. But now we just have to get after it. Just start drilling a few of these holes out. Unfortunately, these are going to look like Swiss cheese. You can see, like, from the part we took off the red Camaro and the part that we took off of, well, and then fitting it onto this car, the spot welds are in slightly different spots. So, and you know, you just have to deal with it and just drill some more holes. So it's gonna look like Swiss cheese, which isn't, you know, ideal, but it's not, you know, it'll work out just fine. All right, let's get after it. Okay, so we've gotten a little ways on this front headlight support. Most of the support that's around the radiator, it's all one piece, but most of the support that's around the radiator is in good shape. So we had Robert, he took it off, and he is basically aligned us pretty good at the moment. We just have a couple temporary little bolts in there right now. And just to hold it in place, we did a quick fitment. I think it's going to fit pretty well. The nice thing is it's fairly bendable. So if we have to bend it just a teeny bit, we should be fine either way. But pretty happy with the progress. What I'm going to do now is I need to rivet in a few of these rivets to get it to stay in place. And once I do that, then I will take back this headlight back off and then finish up all the rivets, because there's still a bunch more rivets under the headlight. one. All the way through, all the way through. One more. 4 for good measure. Yeah, that was the hole from that previous bolt. I think I was too big on the underside for a rivet, this size rivet. Boy, that one could have took an eye out right there, folks. Sometimes they don't snap off, and I'm not sure why. Got it. Okay. Okay, check and see how these rivets work. I had to do this one from behind, because I couldn't get the gun in there good, but, or the, whatever you call it, rivet gun. And they just kind of cinch on up from behind. It's pretty neat, these rivets. They have a hard, strong grip. Need to get one of those machines that does it if I ever have to do these a lot. Alright. She's in there. It's nice and strong. Well, as strong as sheet metal gets, but yeah, pretty happy with it. Looks pretty nice. We're gonna hit it with a little bit of touch-up paint, you know, because we don't want it rusting, you know, the spots that were drilled. So we'll just hit it with a little bit of paint, and see the other side of the rivet. Alright, I'll get on with it. Okay, we got her all painted up. Got it riveted in. It wasn't even painted to start with, but I like protecting my work. Okay. Got the paint on the top rivets. It's nice and sturdy now. Yeah, it's not perfect, guys. But, you know, nice and sturdy. It'll work. Alright, I'm going to see if we can clean this headlight off. There's no sense in trying to put this headlight out until we get the overspray off. Okay guys, we got our headlight polished up. What we did is, the one thing, I'm not a headlight restoration expert by any means. You'll see a lot of videos on that on YouTube, and I seen one of them that said start with 600 grit and do this and that, and you know, that might be good for some situations, but I would tell you, just use the lightest grit you can possibly use to get it off of there, because what happens is, the heavier grit you use, the more scratches you put in, and then the longer you have to sand it and everything to get it smooth, and then you have to buff it out like crazy, and it just, in my experience, you just use the lightest grit possible. It does make it a little bit tougher to sand, but you want to avoid those sand scratches. And I used a compound to buff it out with a buffer, and I can show you what that is. You'll notice this right here. So I was looking at that, and I could have got that off of there, but I noticed it's not even going to show. It would have took a lot more sanding to get that off because it's right on the edge, and I would have maybe scratching it. So you won't even see it. The bumper cover is in the way of that, but I think it came out pretty nice. I'm going to put some ceramic sealant on it so that hopefully it you know, lasts and, you know, stays nice for quite some time. Okay, this is what I used. I used 1500 grit, and it worked pretty nice. Definitely use as little grit as you can. Obviously, you know, if you have a really bad headlight, you might have to use some of this Meguiar's Ultimate Compound, and we're going to top it off with some ceramic detailer. And I'm sure there's a million different ways to do this, and better ways, not so good ways, whatever, but this is the way we're doing it today, and it seemed to work okay. So just a quick little tip for you guys.
Oh, glory, standing high, we pledge allegiance every day to the flag of the good old USA. From the small towns to the big cities, over the hills and amazing mountains, from the mighty Mississippi.